From Region 3A, the Russell Tyler Ruston RTR Knights. And the champions from Region 6A, the Cardinals from Staples Motley. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are your starting lineups. At forward for RTR, 6'6" sophomore, number 44, Lee Rood. At forward for Staples Motley, 6'2" senior, number 22, Colin Beachy. At forward for the Knights, 6'4" sophomore, number 52, Todd Bauman. At forward for the Cardinals, 6'3" senior, number 42, Ron Opine. At center for RTR, 7' senior, number 54, Wendell Weisman. At center for Staples Motley, 6'9" junior, number 35, Bernie Salty. At guard for the Knights, 5'11" senior, number 10, Darren Hines. At guard for the Cardinals, 6'1" senior, number 3, Arden Beachy. At guard for RTR, 6'2" senior, number 22, Troy Bauman. At guard for Staples Motley, 5'11.5" sophomore, number 4, Ryan Beachy. The head coach at RTR in his 4th season, Ray Riley. Head coach of the Cardinals in his 14th season, Lynn Peterson. Your officials for this Class A semifinal are Lauren Benz and Richard Coyle.
Russell Tyler Upton entering the tournament, and still the only undefeated team left in Minnesota in either A or AA divisions. The first RTR team to go undefeated during the regular season. Second consecutive state tournament appearance for the Knights, who lost in the championship game last year to De La Salle. So they're 3-1 in tournament record so far against Staples Motley, the Region 6A champs, who come in 24-2.
And there are the two big men, literally the big guys to watch. Bernie Salty for Staples Motley, 6'9", got in foul trouble yesterday and really had to spend a lot of time on the bench. Wendell Weisman on the right is a 7-foot center, and both are not the leading scorers, but both are very important in the scheme of things, and their presence is important.
Ready to go with the center jump. And it's tapped away to the Knights. Underneath and right off the hand of Todd Bauman. Back quickly comes Staples Motley. Ryan Beachy on the right side for Colin Beachy. You hear the name Beachy a lot. It's because 3 of them are starters. Arden, Ryan, and Colin. Here's Arden. Deep right baseline. Colin, underneath. They grapple for it. Colin Beachy there with Wendell Weisman, who finally drags the ball away.
Well, the play was Beachy to Beachy to Beachy. And Colin and Arden are adopted sons, along with Ryan, a natural son of Ron Beachy and Staples.
And Arden Beachy pulls the ball away. Now come the Staples Motley Cardinals. Colin Beachy. Arden along, court wide for Opine, in and out on the three-point try. Wendell Weisman on the rebound for the Knights. Troy Bauman, who had 15 points and 7 rebounds against Rush City in the Class A first-round quarterfinals yesterday.
Staples Motley is going to push the tempo. They cannot afford, Lynn Peterson said, to allow RTR to get into a half-court deliberate style of offense.
Bernie Salty pulled that one away. The Beachy's with it. Here's Arden with a jumper, blocked as it came off by Troy Bauman. Arden Beachy again, slams it high, pulled down by Bauman. Here comes Darren Hines. Good.
Ball rolls into the tuba section there, and they have to retrieve it. But Hines has great body control there. Looks like he might be getting out of control, but he had the good hang time and put it up nice and softly off the ground.
You're going to see that the RTR team is full of some leapers, including Todd Bauman.
I've heard a lot about Todd Bauman's over-the-rim capability, and he's a 10th grader.
The pass came from Todd Bauman, and you can see Hines on the replay getting up himself.
Darren Hines for Russell Tyler Upton Knights. High to Troy Bauman, 6'3" senior, averaging 15.4, has scored as high as 22. Lost the ball to Colin Beachy of Staples Motley.
We've had no luck getting it into Beisman. Salty has deflected 2 passing and stolen 1.
Arden Beachy's shot missed the mark, out of bounds, and go to RTR. So in contrast to our previous game, which was never close or close to close, this one is started off solidly at both ends. On a speed. In the middle goes Bauman. Pulled off by Bernie Salty. Back quickly comes Staples Motley. Arden Beachy on the left side for Opine. There's Arden. I'm going to slip into mostly just using their first names as the game goes along here for simplicity's sake. Ryan Beachy. Here's Arden at the top of the key. Left side for Cullen. It's the backboard. Arden Beachy is in the middle, and as he came down, he was tied up with Troy Bauman and draws the foul.
First foul of the contest. We're 2.5 minutes in, but Staples having trouble with that RTR defense. You can see the shot missing badly by Colin Beachy as the hand from Rude was up in his face. Staples has not gotten anything to fall yet.
2-0 RTR in the early going. Colin Beachy in a crowd. Ryan Beachy three-pointer, no. Right to the waiting arms of guard Darren Highness of Russell Tyler Ripton. Here's Troy Bauman across the timeline, guarded by Colin Beachy. Left for Highness, left corner for Bauman. That's Todd Bauman now. Work wide pass, deep right baseline. Troy Bauman bangs it in. And RTR leads 4-0.
Well, the Bauman brothers, son of J.B. Bauman, the assistant coach for RTR, know how to find each other at all times. There's Beisman picking up the foul.
Wendell Beisman at 7 feet senior gets the foul, and there's a break in the action with 4:44 to go in the first quarter. It's Russell Tyler Ripton 4. Absolutely, when in doubt, jam it. It's a philosophy of life, friends. 4:44 to go in the first quarter. RTR leading Staples Motley 4-0. Class A semifinal number 2.
RTR, of course, wanting to keep that undefeated record intact. The lights are still on. The Christmas lights, that is, are still on, and Tyler and will be on until they suffer their first loss. They may be on until next Christmas if they win this tournament.
I'm sure the city fathers will be delighted to pay that bill, too.
Oh, it's for a good cause.
You bet. Troy Bauman will play it in for RTR. Region 3A champs, 26-0. Off the fingertips, Todd Bauman. Oh, my God! First one of the tournament. Todd Bauman with a slammeroo. Boy, and that ignites the RTR crowd. Here's Arden Beachy for Staples Motley. Cross court pass, Colin Beachy, three-pointer in.
Well, Colin Beachy has a great way to take out that momentum from that dunk by Todd Bauman. Bauman's had 22 dunks this year, and when in doubt, jam it. That certainly must be his philosophy.
Staples Motley's credit. A dunk like that can really, you can stand and watch that if you're the opposing team, but they didn't. They came right back down and came the other way. There's the finish of it.
That was an NBA-like slam by a sophomore in high school.
Transcended college ball. It really did.
Well, I woke up a few Division I coaches.
Ay.
Darren Highness now for RTR. In the middle for Todd Bauman. On the right side to Troy Bauman. Deep left baseline up for Wendell Beisman. 8-3 RTR. 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Three-point Ranger was off. And RTR the rebound. Todd Bauman. And the foul on Ryan Beachy as he tried to poke it away from Todd Bauman.
Staples Motley had a little bit of trouble yesterday and struggled a little bit. Lynn Peterson not overly pleased with yesterday's performance, and they need to get things rolling here. As you see, Wendell Beisman strong with the left hand.
There for RTR is Darren Highness, the senior guard. Averages about 5.5 a game. Working the point. Todd Bauman puts it in the middle. Rude off the rim, and Aaron Beachy pulls down the rebound for Staples Motley. Bounced it right to the hands of Lee Rude. Troy Bauman for RTR. This opposite 22, Colin Beachy right in front of him, eyes on the ball. Baseline, picked off by Salty.
Salty anticipated that well for the steal.
Salty, a long drink of water, built like a pipe cleaner at 6'9". Uses those long reach well. The RTR fans whooping it up here in the early going. Their club leads 8-3 with 2:41 to go in the first quarter. And Craig Case, number 23, checks in for Staples Motley. And Ryan Beachy will have a seat. Darren Hines in for Bauman, Troy Bauman for RTR. And right at the center line, Wiseman can't go high with it. Instead, flips it to Troy Bauman, waves it up the note. And Ron Opine goes off the rebound for Staples Motley. Arden Beachy brings the Cardinals down the floor. Into Colin Beachy from the post. Pulled clear by Lee Rude of RTR. Darren Hines and the RTR Knights come back. Behind the back dribble by Hines. Here's Todd Bauman in the left corner, closely guarded by Opine. Deep left baseline. Yep. 10-3 RTR, 1:51 to go in the first quarter.
Well, that young Bauman didn't play that much last year. He was just a freshman, but he was certainly a part of the RTR team that were the runners-up to deal us out.
Case could go nowhere with it. Colin Beachy, three-pointer, hits the top of the backboard, and Troy Bauman pulls it off for RTR. Darren Hines side saddles over the timeline. Troy Bauman now for RTR. Trying to get it on Beachy. Playing him tight to the man. Wiseman. Troy Bauman again, number 22. The 22's Colin Beachy and Troy Bauman. This one comes off the side. Bauman got a finger on it, but not for long. Arden Beachy brings back Staples Motley's attack. Arden Beachy rockets it in, batted out of the air by Lee Rude of RTR, and the Knights turn it back. And scrambling is called on RTR's Troy Bauman as he tried to come out of the backcourt. There's a timeout on the floor with 52 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's the Russell Tyler Ruthven Knights 10 and Staples Motley 3. We'll be right back.
RTR, Russell Tyler Ruthven, the only unbeaten team in the state of Minnesota, regardless of class this season, trying to keep that string alive. They're putting it to Staples Motley right now with their defense. 10-3 with 3 points for Staples Motley with under a minute to go in the quarter.
And that was on Colin Beachy's three-point field goal. Now the ball comes in. Number 34, Lawrence Steinkraus is on for Staples Motley. Arden Beachy flips it high. Opine. In and out. Rebound under Salty. 10-5. And the margin comes to 5 now by Staples Motley. Troy Bauman.
Staples going to increase the pressure here, coming up with a steal.
Lawrence Steinkraus. Deep they go. Opine in a crowd and out of bounds. It'll go to RTR.
Steve Struzik holding for it. Steve Struzik holding
Well,
for
for
it.
as cold as Staples Motley has been, they're very fortunate to find themselves only down by 5 here in the first quarter.
Troy Bauman with Steinkraus with it.
They have to be aware of the clock now.
Minus. Lost out of bounds. And they go to the Knights again.
Showing good pressure.
Troy Bauman will play it in for RTR with 13 seconds left in the first quarter. It's 10-5. The Knights lead by 5. In for Todd Bauman traveling.
Kind of lost the handle on the ball there as he took a couple of steps. Todd Bauman.
Time running out in the first quarter. Staples bench pointing to the clock as Arden Beachy brings it down. Salty out of bounds, and it's Staples ball.
Lynn Peterson trying to get Ryan Beachy in. Also, he's a very good three-point shooter.
Ryan Beachy in for Craig Case.
Number 23, Craig Case.
look for him to maybe pop out to the weak side here, maybe a beachy-to-beachy pass.
Arden Beachy pops it in. Steinkraus here. Arden doesn't go, and that's the end of the first quarter. Hannah is where it's been. Lots of action. 8 minutes in the book. It is Russell Tyler Roots at 10 and Staples Motley 5. Say, you think this is fun? Well, sir, tune in with us on Saturday, April 1st, 9 o'clock that night. Channel 9 will bring you April Fools Live. Live from the World Theater in St. Paul, 90 minutes of the Twin Cities' funniest comedians. Don't miss it, Saturday, April 1st at 9 on KMSP-TV, Receptive Channel 9. Your North Stars station where you'll see the North Stars and Rangers on Wednesday night. There's a shot by Ryan Beachy for Staples Motley, pulled off by the RTR Knights, and Troy Bauman will bring it down. Bauman with Steinkraus on him. Floats it in for Wendell Beisman on the left side. Hines, yes, for 3 points. Darren Hines.
Darren Hines for 3.
He has 5 for the night. Inside Staples Motley. Salty. Block coming in.
Salty picks up the foul there. He took it right to Beisman, and Salty's done a good job. That's been a standoff at best.
On the night, number 54,
We see the jumper from way out by Darren Hines to produce 3 points a moment ago. Salty will go to the foul line. Shoot 2.
Wendell Beisman's first personal. Team foul situation is 3 for RTR and 2 for Staples Motley. Staples Motley not in danger at the moment. And Bernie Salty for the Cardinals.
Bernie Salty, just a junior. His mother, Gladys, is the assistant boys cross-country coach. He is actually on the track team.
I believe that.
He could do a college season state cross-country champion.
He could do a long jump or a hurdle, I imagine, if he set his mind to it. And a foul up front to Ryan Beachy.
Got a kick out of the state football tournament when Staples Motley went to the finals of Class A. Ryan and Ardner out there played football, and Colin Beachy, who was the cross-country champion, was in the front row with all kinds of red and white war paint, ready for that game, cheering his brother Todd and having a great time. They came up a little short, but they're back in basketball as a threesome.
In comes Troy Bauman for RTR. Baseline right, block coming in. Loose ball off to Lauren Steinkraus, and the Staples Motley Cardinals run it back down. Arden Beachy sets up on the point. Watched by Hines. Craig Case, number 23 on the right side. Bounce pass, right corner. In comes Steinkraus. No, big collision as Arden Beachy came flying in and collided with Lee Rude, number 44 of the RTR Knights.
Arden Beachy just a little bit off here at the outset.
Really contribute to Russell Tyler Roots in that Staples Motley has 5 points at this quarter. You're talking about a high-scoring team. They had a 100-point game in the district tournament, and many games in the 80s, some in the 90s.
RTR has lost 2 games in the past 2 years. That's it. Undefeated coming in last year, and they lost in the title game to De La Salle.
RTR looks much stronger than even last year, and they were very good last year. It's going to take a real good effort on part of Staples Motley.
Arden Beachy turns it back down, took it in to end, and charged. Arden Beachy draws the offensive foul. And there's a break in the action with 6:12 left in the first half of the score. Russell Tyler Roots 13 and Staples Motley 5. 6:12 left in the first half at the St. Paul Civic Center. Russell Tyler Roots Knights leading the Staples Motley Cardinals 13-5. Along with Janet Carvinen, Jim Gilliland, Terry Williams, this is Doug McLeod. Glad to have you with us for the State High School Basketball Tournament. Third place of championship games coming up tomorrow. The A brackets in the afternoon and the Double A's tomorrow night. Double A bracket is all set, of course, and the A bracket is waiting for the outcome of this game. To play Rushford. Double A, it'll be Owatonna and Armstrong. Arden Beachy tipped that one away.
Lee Root started to make a backdoor cut to the basket, then stopped after Beisman had already let go of the ball.
Opine guns it up high. On the right side, nothing available there. Colin Beachy in the corner for Arden Beachy. Deep right baseline. Salty. Couldn't go.
Staples Motley trying to get it inside to get a percentage shot to get something going offensively, but RTR took it away again.
Nice help on defense. You might think they would just let Wiseman try to play him head up, but when they see that ball brought down around the waist by the big guy.
Whoa, and hanging on the rim, and that can be dangerous. Wendell Wiseman.
He is in the middle of the big 2-3 zone on the other end, and here you see Bauman to Wiseman.
Oh! He went down hard, but the big guy's all right. Started to say, you know what great help they have and great hands. Troy Bauman coming back and taking that ball away from Salty, even though Wiseman could well have played him alone.
Went everywhere but in. Wiseman did not go to the free throw line, and RTR's 63-43 quarterfinal win over Rush City yesterday. The RTR band cheering on Wendell Wiseman. This is a pair. Block the rebound underneath Bauman. Yeah, Todd Bauman.
Basket number 52, Todd Bauman.
Troy and Todd Bauman, the brothers, combined for 37 points in the Region 3A semi over Springfield back on March 7th. Troy Bauman hit three-pointers at both the second and third quarter buzzers. Another dramatic way to play in the middle of the game. And that pile up in the corner.
What's the call here?
I don't know. That's what I was waiting to see. I think it's going to go out of bounds to RTR. And it will. Troy Bauman to play it in. Here's Hines on the left side. Hines with Case on him and still on.
5-second count, didn't advance the ball, closely guarded. And the Staples Motley again. We're 11-plus minutes into this game, and they have 5 points.
Staples Motley Cardinals. Craig Case underneath. Colin Beachy on the deck, shovels it out. Still alive in the corner. Running around a little bit. Now here's Arden Beachy. He'll stop on the point, get everybody set. Bounce pass left. Colin Beachy leaping over the top and wins. Tied up. Possession, it'll go to RTR.
Colin Beachy mad at himself. He cleared himself nicely with a head fake for a good shot. He put too much on it. You can see the expression on his face. There's a pass that was lucky it got through in the first place. The fans wanted to travel there in the RTR section, but Beachy just gained control of it, gave it up. He didn't advance it by rolling over.
Well, when you're struggling on the offensive end, you've got to try to make up for it on the defensive end.
Scooping it up and in from the left baseline, Todd Bauman.
I haven't seen every team play in Minnesota, but I don't know of any other sophomore that has the potential of that young man.
Well, we talked earlier yesterday about the great sophomores in the state, but we don't get to see the outstate players as much. And this guy, you say, Janet, he won't have to take a back seat to anybody.
He's having a highlight film night so far. Here he comes again, and that time travels. There's a break in the action with 3:46 to go in the first half. Russell Tyler Ruthven has piled up a 17-5 lead in the early going. When in doubt, jam it. I think it's becoming a favorite. We may have to see him again. I agree. When in doubt, jam it. Todd Bauman agrees. 17-5 RTR. 3:46 to go in the first half. Class A semifinal game number 2.
Well, for a team that averages almost 83 points a game, this has been a nightmarish first half, scoring only 5 points for Staples Motley.
Arden Beachy in the middle at the post. Salty couldn't go to the corner. Stripped from Opine and out of bounds, and Staples Motley will play it in. Bauman, he laughing. High and Colin Beachy there. Slams it over to the corner. Arden Beachy in on Bauman. Dumps to the corner. Colin Beachy. Troy Bauman was on him. Nowhere to go with it. And stolen by Beachy. By Bauman, rather.
Staples Motley looking for those creases. You can tell that they're used to carving up defenses and getting inside, but this Russell Tyler Ruthven zone has been so stubborn they won't give him that lane.
Picked off by Ron Opheim of Staples Motley.
Nice move.
Gate baseline, Arden Beachy, but no, they've made some good plays. Finishing has been another story. Still trailing by 12, coming back, and an offensive foul is called on Troy Bauman.
Weisman got his hand on that previous attempt by Arden Beachy. Then Colin Beachy putting up a good defensive front here, and they catch Troy Bauman for the push-off on that move.
That was pretty slight, but anytime you want to use your offhand or off arm to protect the ball or use your body to protect the ball, but you just don't want to extend it or push off.
That's Craig Case up high on the left side. Opine, yeah, two-pointer. 17-7 as the Cardinals cut the margin to 10 late in the first half. Pressure right at center court. Todd Bauman for RTR. All the way in, and dishes up another pair.
Basket number 52, Todd Bauman.
Arden Beachy now. For Staples Motley. Opine. Right in the middle. Big turnovers on the inside. That really killed Staples Motley in the early going. Troy Bauman double team. Raxes it away to Hines. In the middle, Todd Bauman. Here's Troy. Shies away from the baseline. Watched by Bernie Salty. Now, Colin Beachy is on him. Todd Bauman in. Leaping Rude. Canned it.
There was Lee Rude. He had 18 yesterday on 9 of 10 shooting from the field. Also a sophomore.
I like to see those. I like to be the coach down there. I like to be Ray Riley with 2 more years of those guys.
Really?
Underneath, Lee Rude
We
for
haven't called
RTR.
Rude's name a lot today, but he had the big game yesterday, and then Todd Bauman's been so impressive today.
Darren Hines. Here's Todd Bauman. Inside for Rude. They'll call it high up underneath, and it'll go to Staples Motley on the alternate possession. Lynn Peterson and the rest of the crew.
That was Lynn Peterson's assistant,
Assistant coach.
Ray Gildo, and also assisting him this year is Brian Mackey, hailing from my hometown, New York Mills, actually living in New York Mills right now, but he played for Lynn Peterson at Deer Creek, Minnesota, when Lynn Peterson was the head coach there back in the mid-70s.
Here comes the younger Bauman. Todd, we were wondering if the Thunder would come again on that move, but he laid it gently over the rim. This time, he faced Salty, the big 6'9" man.
Todd was in the state track meets, 2 events, the high jump, not surprisingly, and the long jump.
Who let that guy in? Here's Colin Beachy at the free throw line.
Todd Bauman was exhausted after that last sequence. He's the one who went over today. I need a timeout.
He called the time. It wasn't Ray Riley on the bench at all.
And his coach finally relented and said, okay, we can take one.
Bonus situation in effect for both teams. The bonus shot that time for Colin Beachy rolls off. Here's Todd Bauman for RTR. The Knights leading 21-8. Coming up on 1 minute left in the first half.
It was all right till he bounced it again. They loop that dribble, but they better catch it. He put it on the floor, and it goes over to Staples, still trying to hit double figures.
Beachy's working around. Now underneath Craig Case. Under the bucket, and in for Colin Beachy.
That was a tough shot, but there was a lot of timber down there.
Play by Ryan Beachy there.
21-10 RTR. Last minute of the first half. In the left corner for RTR, Troy Bauman floats it high. Weisman underneath and in.
Basket number 54, Wendell Weisman.
Half a minute to go in the first half. Case out of the corner. Now Arden Beachy in the lane. Dishes it to the left. Here's Case. Yes, nice play.
Well, they're starting to get it rolling for Staples Motley. They probably wish the second quarter wasn't over.
10 seconds in the half. Darren Hines. Troy Bauman off balance and nearly canned it anyway as the Horns still have the first half. This Class A semifinal game. At halftime at the Civic Center, it's the Russell Tyler Ripton Knights 23 and the Staples Motley Cardinals 12. And we'll be right back to the 89 high school basketball.
23-12. You know, RTR reached the championship game just a year ago, falling short to De La Salle out of Minneapolis, so the Knights are hungry to try to do it again, but they still have a second half to go. Nevertheless, we thought you might enjoy a closer look at RTR, the only team back from a year ago.
We are the people of RTR. People combining efforts to make big things happen in our rural communities and schools. People rooted together like the rich surrounding prairie land. Russell Tyler Ruthven, full-service farm, retail, and professional centers, working together, believing in a way of life that is genuine, friendly, and fun. The RTR pairing agreement is one of the most successful in Minnesota. This agreement brings 3 distinct communities together, providing students with quality education. Pupil-teacher ratios 20-1. Departmentalized study at all levels. National and state test scores consistently very high. Excellence is first priority. RTR is committed to helping students take their places in the community as educated, responsible citizens and future leaders. Learning never stops at RTR. College prep courses, vocational courses, community education courses provide sound educational foundations. Graduates are able to further their education at nearby colleges and technical institutes. RTR students participate in Russell's Dairy Days, Tyler's Apple Skeever Celebration, community recreation programs, and softball leagues where competition sent the Ruthven rookies to the Nationals. A broad range of athletic activities, fine arts, music, speech, drama, and leadership make a well-rounded RTR student. Students consistently receive high ratings at district, region, and state in music, speech, and track. RTR proud moments, the 1988 boys basketball team, runner-up in Class A. The 1988 football team winning the Tri-Star Conference Championship. RTR districts proud of their students and committed to helping them master the skills critical to their future. The future is bright for students at RTR and for 3 communities of Russell, Tyler, Ruthven.
Well, a close look at RTR, home of the Knights, enrollment 193 kids in that school, and they are halfway toward a possible trip to the state championship where they were a year ago, but Staples Motley standing in their way. Second half action yet to come, but we have more halftime festivities for you here from the Civic Center in St. Paul. Civic Center in St. Paul. Staples Motley trailing by 11. They were stuck on that 5 for so long in the second quarter. Finally did pick up a little bit of ground on the RTR Knights. And we talked a lot about the Beachy brothers for the Cardinals, but as Janet Carvin knows, it's not only the guys that are the athletic stars in that family.
That's right, Perry. We're here with Jessica Beachy Raymond from Colorado, but the older sister of the Beachy brothers. And, you know, for me, Jessica, I looked up to my older brother, John, who was a great basketball player, and it's not very common that your brothers are probably looking up to you. Jessica started on the Division III National Championship team at Concordia College, named Division III Athlete of the Year. Congratulations on all of your successes.
Thank you very much.
Your athletics is certainly a very big part of your family. Tell us a little bit about even the kind of leadership that your father, Ron, has given, and just the kind of atmosphere it must be at the Beachy household.
Well, I can remember as a 5- and 6-year-old, he's a big sport on the sport of track, and he had us going to track meets during the summertime, and we started real young. And I remember all the free throw contests, all the practice in the gym, extra time he spent with us, and I think that showed me that, you know, dedication to a sport is really what you need to succeed, and he set a real good example.
Well, it certainly has paid off for not only you in the collegiate level. Your sister Ramel was on the state championship girls team, now at Concordia. Were there a lot of girls and boys games? I mean, did all of you play together at your household in terms of basketball?
Yeah, we have a 10-foot basket in the backyard, an 8-foot basket, and of course my sister and I cannot dunk, but my brothers have a good time in the backyard, and every once in a while we'll all get out there and play. But they really, you know, they started growing and pretty much outclassed us. I'll take them on a horse, but I don't think I'd go one-on-one with them.
Probably a wise move. What have been your impressions? I know you're certainly a student of the game. What have been your impressions of the first half? Can you explain it all, why Staples Motley has had a difficult time and why they seem to be struggling so much?
Well, I think they were really psyched up for the game today, and I know from past experience that when I get psyched up, my legs are ready and fresh to go, and if I don't get tired, my shooting rhythm is a little bit off. And I think noticing that they're overshooting so much on their shots, I think that's a big part of the problem. And if I was the coach, I'd take them out in the hallway and run them up and down a few times.
Okay, tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now.
I'm managing a health club in Haxton, Colorado. I'm living with my husband out there. He's the hospital administrator. And we're just starting our married life. We've been married since June, so it's a new experience, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, the Beachies are becoming a well-known family all across Minnesota and even nationally with the success of Concordia. Has it really started have you really started to become well-known? Have you noticed that everyone seems to know the Beachies wherever you go?
Well, I think especially at high school tournaments like this, and when I go back home and back up to Concordia, you know, our name is well known. But I think it's an honor to be on a team as such, and I hope that the boys, even no matter how the game turns out, I hope they feel good about whatever they do, and I just wish them the best of luck. I know they can't hear me, but...
Well, you all have provided so many thrills for Staples Motley over the years, and certainly you have your 3 buttons on there and your face paint on, so if that does anything to help them out in the second half, we'll just have to see. Jessica Beachy, a great, great basketball player in her own right, Division III again, Female Athlete of the Year nationally, and congratulations. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Okay, back to you, Perry.
Well, the Beachy family, a closer look at them. We're getting ready now for second half action. The Beachies and their teammates have a little work to do because the Knights are standing tall, up by 11. Here, the Class A semifinal match in RTR, Staples Motley. Second half coming up next.
The third quarter of play. Well, it's more entertaining than you'd think a 23-12 ball game would be because Staples Motley does a lot with the ball but hasn't been able to put it in the net.
Strange that these things happen in the tournament sometimes when you get 2 great ball calls, but Staples Motley averaging 82 points a game. They figure if they hold a team to 23.5, they're sitting pretty good with their tremendous offense, but they have not been able to get inside that zone, and when they have, they're not shooting well. Just 5 of 21 for the field, and that's the startling statistic that jumps out. Turnovers about equal, RTR with a little rebound edge, but it's not much to choose from there, and it's just been a case of they cannot get good shots against the tall, dominating front line of RTR.
Halftime scoring leaders, Todd Phi Slamma-Jamma Bauman, and he put in a beaut of a slammer, but also has a very deft touch inside on a soft shot. Has 10 to lead RTR, and Colin Beachy with 6 on the way for Staples Motley. Third quarter coming up. It's RTR 23 and Staples Motley 12, and we'll be right back. Well, explosive offense during the year, not being able to do the kind of things it has to do to play its normal game.
I think just try to relax. Certainly Staples Motley coming out extremely tight. You know, Jessica Beachy touched on it in our halftime conversation. She also said that Arden Beachy got his first couple of shots blocked inside, and she said that really seemed to bother him. As well as I think that dunk early by Todd Bauman really brought the house down, and that might have even shaken the Staples Motley team. You know, you don't see players do that kind of thing very often.
Todd Bauman 5 for 5 from the field. Can't get much better than that. He's got 4 turnovers, but an impressive display by their leading scorer, sophomore.
Troy Bauman will inbounds the ball to start the second half for RTR. It is 23-12. The RTR Knights leading the Staples Motley Cardinals, and the winner goes on to the championship game tomorrow afternoon.
Well, obviously the game's still well within reach. RTR not really having a great offensive output in the first half, but something's really going to need to change drastically here for it to be a game for Staples Motley.
Todd Bauman got the bucket and now gets the steal at the other end for RTR. The Knights starting off in high gear again here in the second half.
Headed for Gary Wagner over there. Keeping statistics by the red phone. He almost caught the ball, managed to deflect it back into play.
Now in the middle, Arden Beachy, left corner, up 5, up and no. And pulled up underneath by Todd Bauman. Here's Troy Bauman, pressure in the backcourt, driving around O'Fine, across the timeline and away for Darren Hines of RTR. Opening minute of the third quarter. On the right side and off the iron. There's Lee Rood. Staples Motley comes back. Ryan Beachy will bring the Cardinals down. Arden Beachy, three-pointer, yes! Arden Beachy.
Well, that's a good sign.
Now, the first half, they have 3 perimeter players, and they weren't even getting that three-pointer off. Weren't even getting a good look at the basket, and that time Arden did.
The long shots they took were not even close.
Good dish off to Leroux for the baseline drive.
You see the respect that Todd Bauman drew as he started to the basket. 2 men came over and left Rude open.
Here's Ryan Beachy, and he nails one for Staples Motley.
Darren Hyness, the guard from RTR, looks like he's...
So he took one in the nose, perhaps. He's holding his face, but he is on one knee. Hard to tell where the affliction is.
I thought he was really limping.
Darren Hyness just got up. Not for long. Let's take a look. I think he was already hurt by the time that shot was made. You can see on the left of your screen. They're tending now to Darren Hyness, senior guard of the Russell Tyler Runton Knights. Apparently he's going to be all right. He's felt better.
Well, they have not made a substitution yet today, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Hyness is coming off. Assistant coach J.B. Bauman is discussing strategy with the replacement.
Trainer Jim Marshall there to keep an eye on things.
Number 32, Neil Alderson.
The ever-present
Darren Hyness in the lineup for RTR.
Neil Alderson is a 6-man role for the 6'2 sophomore. An older brother who played on this team last year and also served that 6-man role.
The RTR Knights leading 27-18. Bring it down. Here's Todd Bauman.
Straight up man-to-man for Staples Motley. Double teaming where they can.
Deep right baseline. Leroux pops it.
Basket number 44, Leroux.
He's a threat that we didn't see much of in the first half. But Staples Motley is going to have to keep an eye on him as well.
Arden Beachy double teamed on the left side. Batted away by Rude. And RTR stripping the ball here with some regularity. Troy Bauman. Colin Beachy is on him. Bauman tried to get in on Colin Beachy, and the foul. Well, there was some contact. It didn't look like it was that hard, but slows Troy Bauman for the moment. And they'll play it in. 5:46 to go in the third quarter. Todd Bauman up high, right side to Rude, deep right baseline. Bauman there, tried to shovel it in for Wendell Beisman. That misfired, and the Staples Motley Cardinals get the ball. 7-foot senior Wendell Beisman.
Staples Motley has 2 3-pointers in the second half. See if they get a little more perimeter game going here.
Arden Beachy on the point, setting the Staples Motley offense. Ryan Beachy, jumper for 3, up and off, and the rebound to Wendell Beisman.
No, he just looks 7 feet tall. That was Todd Bauman. He can snap them down.
Wendell Beisman is the 7-footer. Todd Bauman is 6'4".
Second team foul there on Staples Motley in the backcourt. Opine committing the foul.
On the Cardinals, number 42.
5:09 left in the third quarter. 29-18 RTR.
Ray Riley says that we like to control the tempo of a game, and he said that doesn't mean we want to slow it down necessarily and play completely half-court basketball, but what it means is that we want to run when we want to run, we want to slow it down when we want to slow it down. They really have control of the tempo.
Wendell Beisman underneath. Oh, and the foul right in front of the not-too-forgiving Staples Motley band.
Well, I think Todd Bauman thinks that was worth it. He got the crowd excited again. He prevented an easy 2 points. He will send the man to the line as Opine will shoot, but some of that spectacular leaping ability in evidence again.
There's Lynn Peterson.
Number 42,
Jimmy's also doing a psychological job, too, being able to sky like that on the rejection, foul or not.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Ron Opine at the line for Staples Motley. Gives them 20, and it's 31-20. RTR leads up to 11. Troy Bauman in for Todd Bauman. High for Troy. Danger. Colin Beachy there, but Troy pulls it away. Left side. Here's Anderson. Up comes Ryan Beachy. Up and tapped down by Troy Bauman. Ryan Beachy. Arden outside. Opheim on the left side. Arden Beachy. Three-pointer. In it goes. Arden Beachy has his second three-pointer. He has 6 points in the game. It's on a pair of three-point field goals. Alderson now up high for Troy Bauman. Pressure from Colin Beachy. Bauman almost lost the ball, now does. Arden Beachy, fast break. Colin Beachy to the baseline. Collision. And the foul is on Todd Bauman. That's his 4th personal foul.
Well, he was scrambling to get back and just got in the path of Colin Beachy. You can see him moving over, sliding still a little bit. And they call it on the block. Scoreboard signals 3 fouls on Todd Bauman.
So officially it's 3 then on Bauman. And at the free throw line, Colin Beachy will shoot 2 for Staples Motley.
Well, you can feel the momentum starting to shift a little bit towards Staples Motley. So they've got to be encouraged by being
cut the
within
lead
7.
from 11 to 6 if this one drops for Collins.
Nothing there. Rebound Opheim. Blocks off it, and here comes Troy Bauman. Colin Beachy is right there on him.
Well, the block shot total is going to be high for RTR tonight.
And a foul coming in.
Opheim. 3rd team foul on Staples Motley, 2 on RTR. You see Opheim get a little too close there with Alderson protecting the ball.
Troy Bauman will play it in for RTR. Slaps that ball and looks for a likely recipient, and it is Rude. Troy Bauman picked out of the air by Bernie Salty. Breaking deep. Colin Beachy on his belly, and the ball goes to RTR.
He's a competitor.
Wow.
Pass was there on his fingertips. He was ahead of the pack. There you see Salty with the steal. Ryan Beachy ahead to Colin. He just can't control it.
You get the feeling there's been some very serious driveway basketball played at the Beachy house. Man, oh man. Mom laying the iodine. The kids are at it again. Todd Bauman now for RTR. Arden and Colin Beachy both on him. Troy Bauman, deep left baseline. Todd Bauman floated it over.
The only thing we haven't seen is the three-point shot from him. The rest of the package is there.
He has quite a repertoire, that's
He
for sure.
passes it, goes for the basket, jumps out of the gym.
Oh,
A little cola party over here.
What's left of Troy Bauman?
I guess I don't need to shower tonight. I just got doused with Diet Coke.
Nice dress, Janet.
Thanks, Troy.
Just for the thrill of it, huh?
Yay. I wonder if they'll pay for my dry cleaning bill.
I stole this Flair pen now. I gotta get this thing back.
Troy Bauman up close and personal on a steal for Staples Motley, and
Weisman down, and there will be Troy Bauman again and a foul.
Weisman, I think, is going to get that one, but they were a lot of traffic there. Salty made a good play to intercept the ball, and Weisman just could not help running him down there.
2:25 left in the third quarter. It's 33-24. RTR leading. Ryan Beachy for Staples Motley. Beachy quirked one off and was fouled as he got the shot away by Troy Bauman.
You can see the fire in the eyes of Staples Motley.
Also tonight's number 22, Troy Bauman, their personal 4th team foul on RTR.
At the free throw line for Staples Motley, Ryan Beachy.
Got 2.
Number 4, Ryan Beachy at the line for the Cardinals will shoot 2.
3 points on a 1 3-point field goal.
Pin had fallen onto the floor there in that last flurry where they were attacked by Troy Bauman.
I've never needed a towel before doing a broadcast of a game, you know? as a
You
player.
think this is easy? You've always thought this was easy. You don't know what we go through.
You don't get that in hockey, McLeod. They don't jump into your lap.
Hey, listen, I've had pucks fly up there. Some of the places I've worked.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were International League at one time.
Yeah.
I'd take a player before I'd take a puck that's coming at me.
Ryan Beachy nails that one.
Back within 7. And they call a timeout, having trouble getting that ball in bounds.
2:17 to go in the third quarter. And it's getting interesting. RTR 33, Staples Motley 26.
That's the nature of the game. Lynn Peterson, the Cardinals coach, talking about the defensive scheme.
The Knights used their inside game, and Russell Tyler Ruthven very well, too. They used it to good advantage in their Region 3A final back on March 11th against the Appleton Aces. They won that game 64-52. The front line, Rude, Todd Bauman, and Wiseman combined for 43 and really shut down the rest of the Appleton opportunities. Here's RTR, Todd Bauman, in for Darren Hines. 2:03 to go in the third quarter. They shovel it in, and as Rude goes up, there's no bucket travel.
Staples Motley doing a great job cutting off Bauman's drive to the baseline. And Rude couldn't really get the handle on it and he traveled.
Ryan Beachy guns it down for Colin Beachy. Ryan quickly for Arden. Watched by Troy Bauman, left side. Colin Beachy there. Here's Arden. 1:43 left in the third quarter. Ryan Beachy. In a long one from Opine.
Just a 2-pointer.
Todd Bauman back down for RTR. Closely guarded by Colin Beachy. Sidled it out for Darren Hines. Watched by Opine. Deep on the left. Todd Bauman. Oh, it's out. Underneath. Rebound. Troy Bauman. In she goes.
Big effort there from Troy Bauman, and that's the first shot that Todd Bauman has missed today. He was only 1 for 8 yesterday, but today now 7 for 8.
7-point game now, 35-28. Arden Beachy. Staples Motley getting in the flow here and getting on its own game. Colin Beachy. Long one, high and wide. Opine is there. Ryan Beachy, 3-point. Yes! And all of a sudden, this game gets close. 35-31.
What a comeback.
35 seconds left in the third quarter. Staples thought that they might have traveled there.
Oh,
the
boy, was that an athletic move there.
Deep on the right baseline, and they pull out the 6 points again.
He took it right to 6'9" Bernie Salty and said, hey, I can get up to you.
Ryan Beachy brings Staples Motley back down again. They don't want to be trading buckets at this point. 10 seconds left in the third quarter. They go for one shot here at the end of the quarter. 2 seconds, one. Ryan Beachy up and off. And that's the end of the third quarter. And we should have a good-looking fourth quarter ahead. 37-31 RTR at the end of 3.
Niner Glen fans, tickets for tomorrow afternoon's third place in championship games in Class A.
Our player of the game, brought to you by the Minnesota Dairy Promotion Council of the American Dairy Association.
Third quarter was Staples Motley outscoring Russell Tyler Ruthven 19-14. And that lead was 11 at the half. It's down to 6, and it's got Staples Motley in a confident mood as they try to attack that zone again.
All three of the Beachy brothers start things going for Staples Motley. Ryan Beachy for Arden Beachy. Watched by Troy Bauman. Here's Ryan. 6-point lead for RTR. Staples Motley. Corner. In and out. Alpine charging in again, but no. And the rebound dragged off by Todd Bauman, but a foul underneath.
Just the 4th team foul on Staples Motley. Now we go 1-on-1 the rest of the way, both sides. 4 fouls apiece on the team.
Colin Beachy.
There is no time.
Beachy, their personal
You can
14th foul on
See the
Staples
foul
Motley.
on Colin Beachy.
Actually, Arden Beachy got the foul. Hard to keep one from another without the program. Arden's 3, Ryan's 4, and Collins 22. Back down comes RTR, Todd Bauman. Todd Troy Bauman, Darren Hines up 5.
Well, it's going to take everything that Staples Motley has left here. They're going to have to really play solid defense.
Troy Bauman, it's a man's game in there. Boy, the way those guys are colliding. Oh, the foul's on Colin Beachy. Ian Hines hits the deck.
Well, that's unfortunate for Beachy. Just a hustle play, and he got caught underneath somebody, you know. So the foul to the coach can permit when it's an all-out scrap like that.
There's the replay.
Number 10, Darren Hines, at the line. He'll shoot 1 and 1.
I didn't touch him, he says. His brother Arden gave him a haircut before the state tournament started.
So that's who's to blame. Huh?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know whether to comment about that or not. Darren Hines gets the first one for RTR.
Lynn Peterson said that Arden's going to probably go to the school of cosmetology, that he really seems to have a knack for over in Staples. He's got a knack for haircutting.
Darren Hines nails a couple for RTR. It's 39-31. The Knights with 7:09 to go. The winners of the championship game tomorrow afternoon. Arden Beachy for Staples Motley.
Well, the times in which Staples Motley has looked the best is when they've penetrated this 2-3 zone. You can pass all day around the perimeter, but those penetrating passes, as that one to Opheim, or penetrating dribbles in which you can get 2 people to take you, are really the way to attack it.
Arden Beachy for 3, can't go. Opheim underneath, but stripped clear by Wendell Beisman of RTR. Troy Bauman brings it down against Colin Beachy. Todd Bauman.
Staples pushing back. They do a lot of run and jumping on that man-to-man defense where they'll double the ball and switch players.
Salty broke that one up. Back down comes Ryan Beachy. Salty getting up as the play goes by him. Ryan Beachy, 3-pointer hits the rim. Darren Hines. And Troy Bauman, here's Hines, and the RTR Knights come down. Todd Bauman in the left corner, watched by Ron Opheim, driving the lane and fouled. And now Staples Motley wants to call timeout with 5:55 to go. 39-31 RTR.
Staples Motley, timeout.
5:55 to go. It is 39-31. RTR leading Staples Motley in the final Class A semi.
Got to be Rushford, didn't it? It had to be Rushford with all that green.
Very proud of their football jerseys. It probably was.
Of course, we're also in St. Paul on St. Patrick's Day. Brother, I'll tell you, anything goes. I'm afraid to go outside. Todd Bauman puts it in.
What's worse tonight, the weather or St. Patrick's Day?
For the Cardinals, number 34, Lawrence Steinkraus in the game.
Lawrence Steinkraus checking in, number 34 for Staples Motley. Ron Opheim will get a spell here. And at the free throw line for RTR, Todd Bauman. Nine-point lead remains for RTR. Deep baseline, nothing for Beisman, but second time won't go either. And Arden Beachy pulls it down for Staples Motley. Here's Ryan Beachy now for the Cardinals. Kept out of bounds by Lee Rude of RTR, and it goes back to Staples Motley.
Having trouble with the zone. They were getting they've been getting at least some outside stuff in the second half, but nothing really in the middle. Nothing to.
You really got to have both, too, Jim. And if you can get the inside game going a little bit, or even get a pass in there, the defense has to contract and drop back, and that opens up the outside for even a kick out to the outside to the three-pointer. Just to open it up a little bit. Staples Motley not really doing a very good job against that 2-3 zone.
Todd Bauman with 17 points. Here's Wendell Beisman for RTR. Out for Hines. Roy Bauman in the corner, followed by Colin Beachy. Bauman fires, no. Rebound right to Bernie Salty of Staples Motley. Ryan Beachy brings the Cardinals down, trailing by 9 with 4:53 to go. Underneath the foul on Rude.
Well, they got it inside that time, and Salty was close to Rude. A little bit of a smile there. As again, they go for the intimidating block rather, you know, even if they get a foul, it's like saying you're not going to get a basket inside on us. They deny every shot attempt.
Bernie Salty will be at the line.
At the line, number 35, Bernie Salty.
Again, when Arden Beachy wanders that lane and gets the ball in the paint, he makes a lot of things happen. They have to continue doing that.
Salty 0 for 2, now 1 for 3. 8-point lead for RTR with 4:51 to go. And Bernie Salty could make it 7 here with his second free throw try. No go, and Troy Bauman hauls it clear. Bauman and Colin Beachy. Troy Bauman all the way in, over to Rude, shovels it up, but no. And a foul in the lane.
Leon Beisman, I think, trying to follow that shot by Rude.
Well, Rude did a heck of a job just to get that shot off. Little dipsy-doodle to wrap it around, but it didn't go in, and it got his teammate in trouble.
Wendell Beisman, the big man in the middle for RTR, now has 4 personal fouls.
4 on Wendell Beisman and 3 on Todd Bauman.
Here's Colin Beachy at the line for Staples Motley. 2 for 3 at the line, and he cans the first one.
Staples Motley's only 2 losses this year came to Blaine and Hopkins, both AA schools. They have also played a host of other AA schools for good competition: Duluth East, Fergus Falls, Alexandria.
Both East and Blaine had outstanding teams this year. Hines coming back down for RTR. 4.5 to go. 6-point spread. Russell Tyler Ripton with the ball. Troy Bauman in the middle for Beisman, and he was fouled by Bernie Salty.
Salty's trying to make something happen, but it really doesn't hurt to have Beisman get the ball out there. He wasn't really going to turn around and shoot that shot, so Salty's just a little bit over-anxious here.
Third foul on Salty, and Wendell Beisman goes to the line.
Salty's had some big steals, though, and he probably just wanted to get another one.
Thought I could get that one, too.
Beisman shooting 1-1. He is 0 for 2 so far tonight. And won't get that one as Arden Beachy pulls it clear. Ryan Beachy brings the Staples Motley Cardinals down with 4:10 to go. They trail by 6. Ryan Beachy, the move, out to Arden. Taps it left. Opine triggers it, but no.
They're going to call Opine on a foul. They're crashing the boards, but even that last possession doing a better job of working against the zone. Penetrating a little bit, moving the ball around. Shot just didn't go, and offensive foul on the rebound.
That's the 3rd foul tonight so far on Opine.
And RTR really has not been really hitting either offensively.
No.
They really haven't had a lot going. Much more low scoring than I ever would have imagined. I would have thought that with these 2 teams, it really would have been more of a high scoring, not necessarily a run and gun effort, but more of an up-tempo game than it's been.
Each team with only 3 points in the 4th quarter so far. Halfway through. 40-34. Russell Tyler Rustin. Now 3:37 to go. Here's Opine off the glass. And it'll go to RTR.
Opheim a little discouraged there. They let a minute tick off this clock without being able to get it inside 6. A critical time, but it's still just 2 3-point baskets away, so Staples Motley hanging around. Russell Tyler Ruth can't put him away.
Troy Bauman for RTR. Starts it up high, driving in on Colin Beachy. Long one in for Weisman, and those long arms sure do help.
Basket, Wendell Weisman.
42-34 RTR, 3:12 to go. Class A semi, underneath to Salty. You can let him shoot or you can foul him. Todd Bauman draws the foul.
And again, do not concede the shot. As he goes up and blocks it, does pick up his 4th foul. Doesn't think about it next time, of course, because both he and Weisman now with 4 fouls.
Rushford Trojans waiting in the wings for the winner of this one.
Yeah, actually, they're waiting back at the hotel. They left at halftime. But they...
What a guy. Bernie Salty at the line.
Well, this free throw could cut it to 6 as we're nearing the 3-minute mark. The time has been going off the clock much too quickly for Staples Motley, and it's going to come to a crunch time.
There's a break in the action. Crunch time is coming with 3:08 to go. It's RTR 42 and Staples Motley 36.
We're able to hear some of the talk during the timeout with Lynn Peterson and his team, and he made a very good point. He said, hey, they've got 2 guys with 4 fouls, and their 2 guys are very important. If they should get their 5th on Weisman, the big guy, or Bauman, their leading offensive producer in this game, it could be big. As we've said a couple of times, the Cardinals are within 2 3-point baskets.
3:08 to go. RTR by 6. Down comes Troy Bauman. Colin Beachy on him, all over him as usual. Highness now. Bauman, baseline left, Lee Rudy, yes.
That's the place you want to hit the left-hander, right down on that side of the board so you keep it away from the defense.
Gerard and Beachy for 3 and off. Tip no, and the rebound to Todd Bauman of RTR.
That exchange right there really hurt Staples Motley. RTR in position to go up by 10 now. It's 2:30 to go.
What a big travel called on Darren Highness of RTR. And Staples Motley. Ray Riley and company not very happy with that. Looking on, and Ryan Beachy brings down the Staples Motley Cardinals again. In the middle, Colin Beachy there, turning on the post, and lost the ball to Darren Highness. A play they had not used before for a while. Back down comes Troy Bauman. Highness with 2:03 to go. 44-36 RTR. Winner plays Rushford in the championship game tomorrow. Darren Highness for Russell Tyler Ruthven.
They can afford to be patient here.
Picked off by Bernie Salty, and Ryan Beachy comes back down for Staples Motley.
He's scoring for quickly, and he's really just taking that 3-pointer.
Well, Troy Bauman turned it right back again for RTR. Second time that's happened. RTR's turned it over a couple of times and then got it right back again.
They got a bad break there because the ball was batted loose from Bauman. But it hit the official as it was headed out of bounds. He's in play. It came back to Bauman. So instead of being out of bounds to the Cardinals, Bauman regained possession and got fouled.
Colin Beachy draws the foul. It's his 3rd. 1:35 to go, and some big free throws coming now. After a timeout. 1:35 to go. There's a timeout on the floor. RTR 44 and Staples Motley 36. Got a good bunch in here tonight for St. Patrick's Day. The largest semifinal attendance, 3rd session attendance since 1979. 12,790.
And considering the weather, that is an achievement. It's up 4,000 from last year, for instance. And that's nice to see.
1-1.
That is tickets sold, not bodies in the seats, I think, but still a very, very healthy crowd here tonight. People who had to battle the weather. We mentioned earlier a number of fans and fan buses and team buses could not make the trip because of the snow. Troy Bauman makes that one. 1:35 to go.
Well, this RTR team, not unlike the Robbinsdale-Armstrong team we've seen in AA. Both of these teams were runners-up last year. Both are in position to win the championship now. Looks like they're both going to be in the championship game.
10-point lead for RTR with 90 seconds to go. Ryan Beachy for Arden Beachy. The Staples Motley Cardinals down by 10. Need something big now. Colin Beachy, 3 points, and it's a 7-point lead.
Well, that sure helps. They need the ball back. They need it back very quickly.
Jaron Hines well aware of that. Double team, now shovels it over the line. And the Knights will play it up high. That's the time remaining in the game on the lower right corner of your screen.
They don't want to foul, but how else are you going to get the clock to stop if you can't come up with a steal?
Troy Bauman, and charging right in came Arden Beachy. Couldn't get it. Rude jams it home.
That's his third dunk, I think.
Lee Rude, a big bucket, and RTR leads 38-29. And a foul on Darren Hines of the Knights.
Well, that's what Ray Riley's saying. Hey, we don't need that. We're 9 ahead. The only way they can catch up is to get the clock stopped and do some damage. And they'll have a chance now with Ryan Beachy at the foul line. There you see the nice pass ahead. Of course, the double team. That's the way it's gone for Staples Motley. Arden Beachy with a great defensive play. Kept himself hidden. Came up the backside. Knocked it loose but couldn't gain possession. And it went right to Bauman, who found the open man.
Ryan Beachy on a 1-and-1 will get a big bonus here, but 41 seconds to go. He can make this a 7-point game.
Well, Lynn Peterson has done a lot of that, just shaking his head, just like Gary Schuler of Warren or earlier games. Just things just have not clicked. And you know, how do you know why? Just sometimes it doesn't.
Now timeout is called by RTR with 41 seconds to go. 48-41. The RTR Knights ahead by 7. And the issue is still in doubt.
Todd Bauman did the wise thing. Called a timeout when he couldn't get the ball inbound.
We'll be back with a finale in just a moment. Well, thank you very much indeed. 41 seconds left. Yes. RTR would like to hang on to that as well. They lead by 7 with 41 seconds to go, but as I said, the issue in doubt is Staples Motley can get the ball back here very quickly. Hines way high, but Troy Bauman hauls it down for RTR. Lee Rude in the corner.
Now it's keep-away time.
Yep. Diminishing amount of air on that ball with 22 seconds left to go. Troy Bauman, Rude in the corner.
And if you're on the defensive end of this, this is no fun at all. You hate being in that position where you just got to go after anything or foul.
And Colin Beachy, having no other choice at that point, had to charge in and take the foul.
So it has been decided. With 13 seconds to play, Staples Motley doesn't have much to go on here. Still down by 7, and RTR at the line.
Troy Bauman, who is 2 for 3 in the game. All 3 of his previous trips to the line have come here in the fourth quarter. Shooting 1-1, he'll get a bonus.
Well, when they were down by 7 with a minute to go, that was doable, but it's not doable really anymore with 13 seconds.
Doable with 41 seconds to go at that timeout, but now down by 8. 13 seconds left. Staples Motley Cardinals, Ryan Beachy on the left side, Arden Beachy up and good.
Well, they got the timeout from the bench. Signaled quickly.
6 points spread right now, 49-43. 4 seconds to go.
Well, even if they hit a three-pointer, that would make it 49-46. If you're RTR, all you have to do, if Staples Motley does score, is take the ball out of bounds and stand there. And, of course, you have 5 seconds to throw the ball in.
The fans know it's 12,790 for this evening session. File out into the winter snow. Spring snow, I guess it's still winter.
Believe again, says the RTR sign, as the Staples Motley Cardinals are becoming believers too of the RTR Knights, I have a feeling. RTR, which has lost 2 games in the last 2 years, gunning tonight for its 27th consecutive win.
RTR really building a traditional, of course. They were in the tournament last year for basketball. They won the conference in football, and their girls basketball team was ranked much of the season.
4 seconds.
Maybe we'll see them in a tournament some year.
Ray Riley suffering the tortures of the last 4 seconds here before he can put this one in the book as a win. Inbound pass to Troy Bauman, fouled right away by Art Beachy with 1 second left.
Well, both those guys know what it's like to get tagged. They're good football players, but that's nice to see.
Troy Bauman just sort of had the pads on that one, but Art Beachy got up immediately, patted him on the head, you know. No offense, partner. You'd have done the same.
That's right. He did what he had to do.
Yep. Part of the game at that point. And Troy Bauman will wipe some of the Civic Center floor off his face.
Those two players, certainly senior leaders. Troy Bauman doing whatever has to be done. Like, yeah, last night played more of a scoring role, but doesn't make many mistakes. But those two fellows have a lot of respect for each other and their abilities.
1 second to go. 49-43 RTR. 1-1 for Troy Bauman. 50-43.
The bonus shot.
One man, one. Neil Alderson getting set to check in for the Knights.
1 shot, 1 second to go.
Troy Bauman gets the bonus.
Oh, he missed it.
Rebound Salty, and the game is over. And the Russell Tyler Rudson Knights are going to the Class A championship game tomorrow night against the Rushford Trojans. 27-0, the RTR Knights. And Rushford at 25-2.
A lot of weapons for that RTR team. They've got a good fivesome there, and that's some of the sentiments that people with a one-class mentality think that a team like RTR could compete with the AA schools. They've got the size and they're a good ball club. But now they'll be heading into the Class A championship. The RTRs against the Rushford Trojans.
I think I gave them one victory too many. I think it's actually 26-0 now. It's an impressive win total.